The bond of friendship. Long ago in the grand city of Venice, where the canals sparkled under the golden sun, and merchants traded riches from across the world, lived a noble and generous man named Antonio. He was loved by many, for he never turned away a friend in need. One such friend was Bassanio, a young Venetian nobleman with a heart full of dreams. Bassanio was in love with a beautiful and intelligent woman named Portia, who lived in the distant city of Belmont. But there was a problem. Portia was the daughter of a wealthy lord, and many noblemen sought her hand. To win her heart, Bassanio needed money to present himself as a worthy suitor. With no gold of his own, he turned to his dearest friend, Antonio. "Lend me the money, dear friend, and I promise to repay you once I marry Portia." Antonio smiled. "You have my heart, Bassanio, and all that I own, but my wealth is tied up in my ships. Still, I shall find a way." Determined to help his friend, Antonio approached a moneylender named Shylock. Shylock was a cunning and bitter man who had long harbored resentment against Antonio, for the merchant had often spoken against his greedy ways. Seeing an opportunity for revenge, Shylock agreed to lend the money, but proposed a dangerous condition. "If you do not repay me on time," Shylock sneered, "you shall give me a pound of your flesh." Bassanio was horrified, but Antonio laughed. "My ships will return with riches before the debt is due. I accept the terms." With the money in hand, Bassanio journeyed to Belmont, where he won Portia's heart with his honesty and kindness. They were soon to be wed, and happiness filled his soul. But dark clouds loomed over Venice. Antonio's ships were lost at sea. With no fortune to repay Shylock, the cruel moneylender demanded his due. "The contract is clear. I shall have my pound of flesh." Antonio was thrown into prison, and the court was set to decide his fate. When Bassanio heard the news, he rushed back to Venice, but he was helpless against the law. Then Portia, wise and quick-witted, hatched a daring plan. Disguising herself as a young lawyer, she traveled to the court, determined to save Antonio. Standing before the judge, Portia addressed Shylock. "You are entitled to a pound of flesh, but not a single drop of blood. The contract says nothing of blood, and the law of Venice forbids harming a citizen without cause." Shylock was stunned. If he spilled even a single drop of blood, he would be punished. Realizing he had lost, he begged for mercy. The court ruled against him, and Antonio was set free. With great joy, Bassanio and Portia reunited, and Antonio received unexpected news. His ships had returned safely, filled with treasures beyond measure. Thus, wisdom and friendship triumphed over cruelty and greed, proving that kindness and intelligence can overcome even the darkest of schemes. And so, the bond of friendship remained unbroken, stronger than any contract written on paper.